Go, Dave.
The following is a special presentation of Pirate Flag Radio. Find us on pirateflagradio.com. And now, enjoy the show.
Oh, yeah.
Something scarred within my head, only to bring back down inside of what I said to you, because no more anger for me. Nothing left inside my head. No more anger for me. Nothing left inside me but nothing left to say because I slide back down inside my head. Nothing left but anger now. Nothing left but pain. Nothing left inside of this head. No more anger for me. Nothing left inside me but no more anger for me. Nothing left inside me but nothing left. Nothing left. Nothing left but anger now. Nothing left but pain. Nothing left inside of this head. Why? Me, motherfucker, break down because no more anger for me. Nothing left inside me but no more anger for me. Nothing left inside me but no more anger for me. There's nothing left inside me but no more anger for me. There's nothing left inside me but that's not fake. Nothing left. Nothing left. Nothing left inside the fucking head. I'm fucking killing time. Nothing left inside my mind is killing time.
What's up, kids? What's up, cats? And what's up, kittens? You are tuned in to Raiding the Vault with Vanek and Lunchbox. My name is Mike Vanek, and I suck. And joining me today with a special guest, it looks like, is... What's up, Wolfie? Ladies and gentlemen, joining me...
I got painted for Dad.
Oh, yeah? Well,
Yeah.
anyways, joining me from Los Banos, California, the brother, the peanut butter to my jelly. I'm trying to say nice things because there's a child here. Anyways, give it up for my brother, Lunchbox. One word, capital L, capital B. Thank him very much.
That's right. Thank you very much for that delightful introduction, ladies and gentlemen. As he done did said, I am the Lunchbox. One word, capital L, capital B. Thank you very much. Vanek and I are the brothers, Michael David, the one and only tag team champions of the podcast world. And tonight we are thirded by my 5-year-old son, Wolfgang. Wolfie, say hi.
Hey.
So
What's up, Wolfie?
Wolfie's feeling a little under the weather tonight. So, and we're doing this early during a weeknight just because our last show got erased from Pirate Flag Radio. And, well, he was still awake. It's a balmy 102 degrees here in sunny Los Banos, California. So out here in the Devil's Armpit, we figured what better way to celebrate that than by putting together a heavy lineup of the past and raiding the vault together.
Well, I apologize for letting the last episode lapse in my system. I've been very sick the last few days, and I got up out of my deathbed to go watch a concert the other night, which probably wasn't smart, but I did it anyways. You, my friend, have provided with us a list of some of the best songs from our scene ever, and we're going to talk about it. First of all, how you doing? How's things? How's the fam?
Can't complain. As you can see, the boy is with me. Like I say, he's a little on the sick side, but he's feeling okay. Hopefully he'll be feeling a little better come this weekend so we can have some fun adventures. My baby boy done graduated TK this last week. He is on his way to becoming a full-fledged kindergartner. My wife and I celebrated 19 years of her being stuck with me by law. That's called marriage, folks, for those of you who didn't catch that. And we went to Monterey the other day, did a really super fun trail bike thing where basically they converted the old pump rails into rail bikes and did a little 6-mile trek through the mountains. And I got some fun stories. But in order to hear those, you're going to have to tune in to the Lunch Hour Show live Friday night at 8 p.m. And I'm not announcing nothing yet, but we may have a very special in-studio guest that night, potentially too. And it'll be airing next Sunday night at 8 p.m. Or wait, would that be this Sunday?
Yeah.
Okay. So Friday's episode will air this Sunday, or last Friday's episode will air this Sunday?
Last Friday's they're staggering, so the last one will hit. And then the next one will hit. And then the next
Okay,
one.
so last week's episode will air Sunday. So the following Sunday, you can hear that live on Pirate Flag Radio. That's pirateflagradio.com. And make sure you check out all our 6 shows. We have a killer lineup. We have some of the best hosts. We have Carrie C. Allen. We have Cam Collins. We have the legendary Moose Trainwreck Roberts. Ha!
And this week we have a new episode of Creep Diets, which I'm super excited about. Let me ask you this. Wolfie, what's your favorite thing to do at school?
Just writing some colors with a paper.
Well, that's awesome. All right. You want to get into the first song?
Let's go ahead and get into it. Which, now I may have picked the tracks, but Mike Vanek picks the order. So let's see what he's throwing at me first.
Super excited about this one. Tell me about the vending machine.
Oh, here we go. We're kicking it old school, starting it off. I figured this would be our opener or our closer. Ladies and gentlemen, the legendary TVM, the Venting Machine, one of the longest running bands in the Northern California area. Technically a Central Valley band because they were based out of Tracy, but they kind of split between Livermore, Oakland, so they became kind of a Bay and Central Valley band. They originally started back in, I want to say like 98 as Breach. Yeah. And that's where I met them. I went to Red Dot recording studio show with them in Differential and had a really good time. And then a couple years later, they reformed and decided to heavy it up a little bit and change their sound up where they were like, we're not even the same band anymore. We are no longer Breach. We are the Venting Machine. And they went on an absolute tear for the next 20 years, alternating a couple singers. Thankfully, Brady always came back to the fold. Captain Joe, the winner of the fastest speed in NorCal. Jeremy Von Epp, who, rumor has it, almost got an opportunity to be in Machine Head.
I've heard that story.
Yep, Mad Churfy. Yeah. He was a rock solid bass player. And it was funny because he was rock solid, but the talent in the rest of the band just overshadowed him. Brady Hoover, the singer, just a gentle giant, a monster of a man who was just absolutely horrifying. But yet he was a very sweet and demure individual. And when these guys got together, they wreaked havoc, controlled chaos on stage. And when we first started doing the Mike Vanek shows and all the different things, we were utilizing their new album. Well, at the end of, I want to say 2022, might have been early 2023, they went ahead and let us know that the Venting Machine was no more. They had decided to go their separate ways. They put in enough time, energy, and effort and wanted to go do their thing. They figured they didn't want to tarnish the legacy by hanging on. And so now they are officially a Raiding the Vault band, because that's what we do here is we dig back into yesteryear. And what better way than the Venting Machine's closer, their absolute and total theme song of the Diablo demo and every other demo they did.
Yeah. Funny fact is a friend of both of ours, Mama Cheryl, who passed away a few years ago. I got a message from One-Eyed Robert, her son, and he's sending me a sealed copy of this song, of this CD, the Diablo demo. So go ahead and do your intro, brother.
That's sweet. You know what? I knew you were going to speak, and I tried to kind of reel it back in. But like we said, their opener, their closer, their absolute theme song. Ladies and gentlemen, all you are is just another potty mouth by the Venting Machine, circa 2002. Mike Vanek, spin it!
Oh my god. I think you I think you made my head explode with this list. I'm listening to that song and I go straight to the dance floor at the Fat Cat.
Right, with that fist in the air,
Yeah.
waving it around like you're
Oh,
driving, like you're driving a lowrider.
Oh man, yeah. Waiting at the bar to get my drink so that I can go back to the front of the stage. Ladies and gentlemen, that was a good one. That was the Venting Machine with Potty Mouth. Thank you, Davey, for that. Real quick before we move on, if you'd like to hear your music on Pirate Flag Radio, it's real easy. Please text music to 865-824-6427. Please have a bio and a YouTube link of the song you'd like us to play. We'll make it happen, Captain. Be one of the hundreds of bands that's been featured right here on Pirate Flag Radio, WPFR. Find us at pirateflagradio.com. All right, brother. Tell me about Forever Obscured.
Yes. The band that I always had to see because they didn't play consistently, you know. They're one of those bands that, you know, they were around for years before they ever even touched a stage. And we went ahead and waited years for these guys to show up. And what a talented, brutal technical death metal band. And they only, you know, how many shows did you say they played a year? I think in their biggest year they did, what, 5?
Yeah, and everyone was killer. And so the one thing about all these bands, I've done monumental shows with every one of these fucking bands.
Yes.
And
Brutal
Forever Obscured, the first time they played for me at the Fat Cat was something special, brother. It was.
See, I don't even remember seeing them play the Fat Cat.
Yeah. So
the first time,
because before that they had what was the name of the band that they were in before? And All Was Lost.
Nope. I mean, I know the correlation. I know the correlation you're trying to make there. But only Andy and Joe were from And All Was Lost.
Yeah, but that's what kept it. And All Was Lost was too busy to stop and do this. Then when And All Was Lost stopped, they had the time to do this.
Well, the thing about it was this was Ricky's baby. Forever Obscured was Ricky's baby because Danny Martinez of Differential fame always talked about, man, you got to check out my cousin's band. Like, they never play shows. They're called Forever Obscured. Super heavy band. And, you know, it was always you know, I look forward to it. And then finally, like, they were on a flyer with, actually, it was Brutal Innocence's second show. And you booked us at the Clarion to open up for them in Cursed.
I remember that.
And they were just they were so fucking intense. And that was what really drew me to them. And of course, you know, Andy was a shredder on bass. Joe and Ricky were killer guitar players. Or I'm sorry, it was Ricky and who was the other guitar player? I forget his name, older cat.
Yeah.
And then Joe was their singer.
Yeah.
Yep, completely, 100%.
Shout out to Metal
And
Joe
then
Salazar.
Joe was there.
Keep going.
You stalled out, so that was why I stopped. Plus, my kids wandered off, so I'm going to have to go find them here in a second.
Okay, well, let's get it going. This is
So anyway, this is Disclosure. Disclosure by Forever Obscured, my personal favorite track. I remember the first time I heard it, and when Ruel just lights it up in the breakdown, I was just like, holy shit.
I put on the CD
right here
release
on Pirate
party for this.
Radio. Raiding the Vault.
Through
My God. I remember when Joe Salazar walked up to me and said, "Hey man, we got a new band coming out and it's gonna be sick." And I remember them walking on stage and just blowing my mind. And then that was back when we did the 209 video blogs, and I caught his immediate reaction after they walked off stage. And dude, they were a great band, and I'm proud to say that I worked with them.
They were an outstanding band, man. Just absolutely outstanding. Everything about them so precise, so technical, and every time Ruel hits that gravity blast in that breakdown in the middle there, I'm just like, the feeling never changes. Like, I just remember we were driving home. We had just bought the CD at the release party, and we were it was me, Jenna, Abe, and Jen. And when that part hit, like, we all just kind of stared at the stereo for a minute. And Jenna was the first one to say anything, and all she could say was, "Fuck!" Like,
yeah. So, I would say this next band was the next step from Forever Obscured, and this would be Bav Morda. But hold on, are we gonna get a hi from Wolfie real quick?
No, Mom came out, so now he gets to go ride down the street to his imaginary friend Jimmy's house.
Okay, I was gonna ask him a question, but we'll save that one. Tell me about Bav Morda.
Well, the thing about it is, we talked about Joe Salazar being the singer for Forever Obscured, and Forever Obscured had a song called Sever the Taste, in which they did a duet with Jamie and Joe. You actually hosted them at the other place for their wedding reception. By the way, hang on just a second. Hi, Mexican Mom, Joanna Garcia, watching us live from Las Vegas, Nevada. Hope you're beating the heat over there. It sucks here too. And we're doing good, man. Family's out and about. Like I said, Jen and Wolfie are riding bike up and down the street, going to Wolfie's imaginary friend Jimmy's house real quick. And Wolfie was hanging out with me at the beginning of the show, so you could have seen his little 5-year-old face talking about bringing paints for Dad. I told him I couldn't paint right now, but he could. So, no, it's an honor to be able to do this and include my family. Wait, Wolfie will have his own show by the time he's like 8.
6.
You're giving him only a year?
And there is a 7-year-old down the road who gets paid thousands of dollars a month to open toys, dude.
You know what? And it wouldn't shock me if he goes into that too, because he watches all those Ryan's World and all those unboxers and whatnot. And Jen was about to cut him off from YouTube when he made the statement that he wanted her to not forget to click like and subscribe. Like, that was just how he said bye one time. When me and him were getting ready to leave. Okay, Mom, bye. Don't forget to like and subscribe.
That kid.
Man, I'll tell you what, dude. I went to Pizza with Dad last Wednesday before graduation. They did like a Father's Day thing. And it was cool to see all the dads. And, sometimes I feel like I'm not involved enough, right? Just because, you know me. Yeah. Like, I could be better. I could always be better.
You're a great
and thank you. And some of these dads were like, when people are like, is your kid's teacher Miss Castro or Miss, I forget the other one's name? And they're like, I don't know. Like, I'm just like, what?
I'm just here.
Like,
took the day off work for this.
Yeah. No, and it was funny because there were a lot of them that were just like, like, I don't know about none of this. There have been times if I finish my route early and I look at the clock and I can make that drive fast enough, bam, I'm picking Wpfr from school. Like Miss Castro knows me. I made a point to go to his first parent-teacher conference. We went to open house. Like I spent a good deal of time talking with her, mostly, apologizing for, the hurricane that my son is. And both her and the teacher's assistant were like, he's a real character, man. He's going to do phenomenal in kindergarten. And as I'm watching him interact with his classmates, I realized something. And this next statement is going to surprise nobody. I am raising the class clown.
Duh.
I wasn't a class clown.
Bullshit.
I became class clown after school.
So real quick, before we play this next song, and we totally diverge off into the other shit.
That's cool. We got to fill time. We got to do a whole hour. So,
Yeah, so I had the opportunity to come home and see my family. And I was spending some time with Lunchbox and his family, and we're riding down the road in Sacramento.
Oh, go
and I got bored, so what else am I going to do in the back seat with the kid? But I'm started picking on the kid. Start poking him and shit, and, ooh, which way is it going to go? And then all of a sudden, he starts kicking the seat and saying, hey, Mom, hey. And y'all turn around like, what's wrong, Wolfie? And he looks over at me. He's pissing me off! And I looked over at this kid. And I'm like, greatest moment of my life. All right.
Yep.
Here's Bob Morton raiding the vault.
All debts must be paid. Get to a win.
Damn.
That to a win. Dead to a Wish by Bab Morta on Raiding the Vault, Vanic and Lunchbox, hosted only on pirateflagradio.com. You can check us out on pirateflagradio.com. You can also check us out on the Pirate Flag Radio YouTube, Pirate Flag Radio on Facebook, the Lunch Hour Show, also on Facebook and YouTube. Like we out here everywhere. Oh, it's down to a full 95.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. All right. So Bob Morta is hella fucking cool, and I remember when he walked up to me and said, "Hey, we're gonna try this out tonight." And I'm like, "Oh, what are you calling it?" He's like, "Bob Morta." He's all, "Remember what Bob Morta's from?" I'm like, "Hell yeah, that's from Willow, dog." All right.
Well, it was fitting, and you know what was cool about Bob Morta? Yeah. You slow it down, Vanek. Slow it down. We still got, what, 2 more songs? I mean, one of them was like 8 minutes long, so I mean, that'll kill some time. But no, what was cool about Bob Morta is they were a band that, because of the pedigree of their lineup with Joe, Ruel, and Jamie being very new, we got to watch them grow in front of our eyes. And I remember the first time, it was tough. It wasn't the greatest, but they were one of those bands that, as they kept really working and just getting tighter every time out, like, they just got better. And we watched them go from a decent band to an outstanding band right in front of our eyes. And that's always a privilege, when you get to see, a band like Forever Obscurity. We talked about the pedigree was already there. Those guys were so good and had been going at it for years before they even touched the stage. But, some of those bands that you get to claim as yours because you watch them when they're not very good. And then you watch them get good and a little better. And now they're pretty damn good. And all of a sudden, one day you just look over and you're just like, wow, like, when did this band reach this level? And they were that band.
Absolutely, they were. And they will definitely belong in the list of one of the best we ever had in our scene. All right, brother, tell me about another great band that I've booked fucking a shit ton of. This Time's Brutal.
Ah, yes. This Time's Brutal. So, last Raiding the Vault, we opened it up with a Rubberfinger song, Rubberfinger Restraint. And that featured Donnie and Mike Gutierrez of, Stig Murder fame, that's where you guys know him from. Also, Lauren Ruddock in Stig Murder. Well, Chris Morris, who is one of the most prolific guitar players in the 209. The guy was in Immortality. The guy was in 209. And then the guy joined Rubberfinger, and then on to This Time's Brutal. But the real question was frontman Steve Hickman, also the singer for Rubberfinger. He went on and did a band called The Word Kill, and Steve was drumming.
Is it Hickman or is it Brannian?
I'm unsure as to what the matter is there, but he was Steve Hickman when I knew him, so right now he's Steve Hickman. All right, shut up. He unfriended me for some reason, but it's cool. I still love his music. I still hope the guy's doing well. He can refriend me. It's cool. But he was the question, because this was that every scene at some moment has that frontman who is unquestionably the best stage presence, an outstanding singer, and just has the ability to captivate a crowd. Originally, of course, we'd say Brian Strait. Brian Strait was probably the biggest example of that in the 209 scene. But his predecessor, in my opinion, Jeremy Pennick. Oh, yeah. Yeah, Jeremy Pennick. Guy Johnson.
Yeah.
Yeah. But Steve was, in my opinion, the predecessor to Brian Strait. Like, Jeremy Pennick had already, Dep Swad moved away to LA. Built had kicked out Brian Strait for some reason. And now we had Rubberfinger with Steve Hickman, all of a sudden Rubberfinger breaks up. And, you know, the first couple runs of whatever they were doing, not so great. And then, and Steve went on to Better Left Unsaid and did a phenomenal job. He was only there for a cup of coffee, a tour or two. And then he came home, and this is what we got. And this is off their Fall of Empires EP, which I listen to at least twice a month. This is My Dying Hands.
We shed the blood of innocence. Our world is caving in. We've lost our self-control, for we vowed to never see blood-stained battlefields. Our words are gonna be insanity. The loss of life is imminent. Everlasting. Why can't we give peace a chance? It's all to us for the sake of innocence. Blood-stained battlefield, our minds are gonna be insanity. The loss of life is imminent. Everlasting.
WPFR Pirate Flag Radio. This is Raiding the Vault with Vanek and Lunchbox, and that was this time's Brutal. And I think we saved the best for last.
You know what? I disagree.
Really?
If only because of the fact that this isn't my favorite one of their songs. But anyway, hold on before we move forward. This time's Brutal. In this very garage. Matter of fact, if you around the corner, they signed the wall. But in this very garage for my 29th birthday, I want to say. Maybe it was my 31st. I'm not sure. No, it was my 29th. They played here, and Abe, being such a big fan, he had left his rig up, and he asked if he could play Bullet with a Kiss with him. and they let him play it, and then he was still up there, and he looked, and they started playing My Dying Hands, and he was just like, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and can I stay here? And Chris just reached over, turned the amp back on, was like, proceed, and we were a little brother, big brother band. That was kind of what we did. We rolled together. They played our CD release. Anytime I was in the crowd, Steve was like, our songs, right? Yep. Guess what? You're guessing which song. I don't know. I'll call you when I want to. That's kind of how it went. And there was one time we played at, what's that venue in Merced? The Partisan? The R-Bar? The one with the porn machine in it. You know which fucking bar I'm talking about, right?
Yeah. Was it Margarita O'Brien's in Atwater?
It was not Margarita O'Brien's in Atwater. But anyway, I played with them in Brutal Innocence while I was in Brutal Innocence. We opened up the show, and it was like our third song, and all of a sudden, like my kick drum hammer did not come back. And I looked down, and I had kicked a hole into my kick drum. And Abe looks at me and is like, "What's wrong?" And I was like, "I punctured my kick drum." And I could hear him even though we were playing it. Oh. So as soon as that happened, I'm like, "Yo, hey, Brandon from This Time's Brutal, if you're in earshot, brother, I could really use your help." And he grabbed his kick drum, brought it up for me, and he already had toms on it. So I was like, cool. And so I got to use his kick, and he bailed us out just like they always did. And of course, Jenna and I sang that My Dying Hands with them that night. So, love them as, like I said, the big brother, little brother band. They were great to us, and it's an honor to play them. Chris, Dave, Brandon, Steve, Brian. Hope you all are well out there.
All right. Next up, we have one of my absolute favorite bands from our scene and ever of all time. Sworn to the Black is a powerhouse of a fucking metal band, and I'm just gonna let you take it because I'll go on for an hour.
The thing about it is when I think of this band, I think of two words, and those words are intensity personified. Sworn to the Black brought this intensity to the stage, just a sonic wave. Like the fact that Pillone always had his triggers going. They were always dialed up loud as fuck. Halftime they brought their own PA because they didn't trust the PA we were using to carry them.
Yeah, it took them half an hour to set up.
Yep, that was just the band they were. If they had questions about the PA, they brought their own. I remember when Josh Hoffler was running sound, and he couldn't get Pillone's triggers to work, right? And Pillone is the stereotypical drunken Mexican Theo. Like, that's Pillone. Like, he's everybody's Theo. And he's got two modes. There's, don't leave, have another beer. We ain't finished bullshitting. And you're trying to get out the door, and he gives you that thigh pat, and he goes, "I love you, eh?" and you're just like, "Give me another beer, dude. I ain't going nowhere. Fine. You talked me into it." And then there's the other side, which Josh Hoffler got that night, when after he was like, "Hey, man, I can't get your triggers to work." Pillone looks at him and goes, "Man, you fucking suck, eh?" And, like, I remember, like, he walked out during their set. I went out to have a smoke because I just got off stage. And he was like, "Dude, did you hear that?" And I was like, "Yeah, and he was like, "Dude, you didn't have to tell me I suck." And I was like, "Bro, do you have any old Mexican Theo friends?" And he was like, "Yeah." I was like, "None of them ever told you sucked. Not a one." And he was like, "Well, all of them." But I'm like, there you go. Like, don't take it personally. He was upset. Like, you couldn't get his triggers to work. You suck, eh? And he understood. Like, he got it. He was okay after that.
Pillone is one of my favorite people of all time, and I still talk to him to this day on Facebook. And every time, whatever he says, I go to Google and look up the response in Spanish and put it down because I just know I'll get a fucking giggle from him.
Bro, you
Um,
grew up in Richmond, Turlock, Patterson, and Modesto, and you don't know what the fucking word carnale means?
no, I know about 50% of Spanish, and my Spanish is waning. If you speak Spanish here to Mexican people, they look at you like you're dumb because you're in the South.
Well, it's
Hello.
it's
Hold on. We have to say hi to our guest. Hello, Wolfie.
Look at my jacket.
That's an awesome jacket. Wolfie, I have a question for you. What is your favorite AC/DC song?
Thunder's Highway to Hell.
Highway to Hell. That's a good one. That's
I like how he changed it. He was
yeah.
like Thunderstruck Highway to Hell.
Ooh, good.
The
You
kid
went with the
just
Bon
like-
Scott there.
Just like his father and his abuela before him is a Bon Scott man.
I love Bon Scott AC/DC. That's my favorite. Mhm.
You know what?
All right.
I prefer Bon Scott too, but you know what? Give it up, man. Brian Johnson took it, and they all thought, "Oh, this guy can never replace Bon Scott." They have another 50-year career.
Yeah. I'm a big fan of. I'm a big fan of For Those About to Rock.
There's one shitty AC/DC album, like Fly on the Wall, or maybe it's Flick of the Switch.
Yeah.
Like, and that's it. Like,
Big fan of their first 5 albums are awesome. I was just talking to my uncle. He saw them at Day on the Green in 1978. He said they were an underground band nobody ever heard of, and you just saw them live and they changed your life. All right, so let's get into
first
this
time I
song.
saw him was December 7th, 1990 at the Cow Palace. I was 6. Or I was 7.
I was a couple years older. I saw him on that tour at the Arco Arena. We've talked about this.
Oh,
All right,
you were at the same show as my mom.
Yeah. All right, let's get into it. This is Sworn to the Black. You're listening to Rating Default with Vanek and Lunchbox on WPFR Pirate Flag Radio. .com.
Because of you, we exist. I have always been here for you. Through the best and worst times.
WPFR Pirate Flag Radio. Now, so three out of five of these bands I did CD release parties for, and
What?
the footage of the video that you just watched was from the CD release party that I produced for Sworn to the Black. What a fucking crowd!
Yeah, packed
Heart
wall to wall.
person.
Right there.
Great turnout. It was one of the best that we had. And as you know, you build a reputation with an owner of a venue, get certain carte blanche. You know what I mean? Other promoters don't get. So when I did my shows there, especially for that one, the headliner would get, a case of beer on ice in the back room. Other promoters didn't get that. Other promoters would be like, oh, well, that stage is too small. Well, Mike Vanek got to have the stage extension. We had a runway. And in order to use that runway, we had to, can I say this in front of Wolfie?
Yes.
All right, so we had to take the stripper pole off the stripper pole platform. And, a very good friend of mine, Jen Alsep, worked the door for that show. And she walked in and it's like, so the band's going to play on the stripper pole? And we're like, oh, we're about to take that down. And, you unscrew it and carry it into the green room, which was, the bar stock room. But hey, it had a couch. And,
Yep.
yeah.
Well, as most green rooms in dive bars are, if they even have one, that's it's the stock room, but there's a couch and there's a little spot where you can either backline or chill out, one or the other. But no, I personally think we should have left the stripper pole up.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
I'll never forget Bobby from the other place telling me, like, why do you want to use the back room? I'm like, so we have a green room for the bands to hang out, so they don't be with the crowd. He's all, it's just my stock room, right? Yeah, but dude, you have a couch.
Right, you got a couch. We're halfway there.
All I need is a tub full of ice and some beer in it, and we're good to go. And sure enough, Hatred used it. MOD used it. The list goes on and on.
Motigrator.
Yeah. We had lots of good shows there. Makes me teary-eyed to figure out what happened to our places. You know what I mean? There's homeless people living in the other place right now.
Tis the cycle, man. Tis the cycle. So, I mean, I guess that's our show, right?
Well, we do one more. You want to go home?
Did you add one?
I have something.
Did you follow the rule I told you to follow?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So my thing, and we play this a lot. You might yell at me for playing it, but I don't give a fuck. My radio station, I'll do whatever I want.
Hey, cheers, Brian Gibson.
What up, dog?
What?
Somebody trying to explain to my 5-year-old the interest.
A lot of these bands were a big part of our scene. And I'm not allowed to play the one I want to play that ties it all together because y'all are still playing. You and your rules. But there's another one. There's another band that's not with us anymore. It was a giant part of this scene and these bands. And when you would see the flyer, it would be a combination of these bands with either Nothing But Losers or Better Left Unsaid. And Better Left Unsaid was a giant part of our scene. And I don't think we could have as vibrant scene as we did during that time period without bands like Better Left Unsaid and Seep and Sickle and Stig Murder and, and All Was Lost. Threefold. Yeah, I said it.
Cranial damage, beyond all brutality, mutilate the dead.
Yeah.
Like, we had like Hyrax. I mean, let's not forget you had Suffocation in Whitechapel at Modesto Virtual.
I did.
Like before they were the hugest thing.
Yeah. And we had lots of bands. We had Septic Flesh before they got famous. We had Power Man 5000 twice there. We had Abigail Williams there. We had Laws Rocket before their bass player died. You know, we did a lot of things in our scene, man. And this band was, would you say they're the biggest?
BOU?
Yeah.
They did the most.
So this band toured
from that time frame.
Yeah, this band toured the nation. This band did business with Jamie Josta, they were sponsored by Jamie Josta's clothing company. They toured with Hatebreed. They toured with Head PE. They were on MTV. This was our band that we could hang our hat on. Ladies and gentlemen, with Testify, this is Better Left Unsaid. We're going to come back and say goodbye right after this. Apparently, we played that on our last broadcast, but I said I was going to get yelled at, so...
You didn't get yelled at. I wasn't mean about it. I just let you know you would... So, the way this came about, like I said, Vanek lapsed on making sure this got onto Pirate Flag Radio. The original show does still live forever on YouTube. But But hey, excuses notwithstanding, just saying what happened. But what we went ahead and did was, decided to go ahead and do this today. Then I asked Vanek, do you want me to pick the playlist? You picked it last time. To which I responded, because you made me. Like, I didn't ask to. You forced me to. I didn't know if you wanted to split this one down the middle or whatnot.
Bro, you can pick it every time as far as I care.
After this one, huh? I got you, huh? So,
hook, line, and sinker.
Hey, and that's the thing is I just try to drudge up the bands that bring that feeling back to me. And you know what? If any of y'all have bands from way on back, any of y'all motherfuckers out there in Bristol, Virginia, Moose Roberts, I know you got 63 bands we have yet to hear. Carrie, what you got? Like any of you guys that got old recordings, bring them forward, man.
We may get in trouble for saying this, but I do believe that Moose Roberts is in the studio as we speak.
You said it, not me. I can't get in trouble. And
he's also playing some really big shows. He's playing in like Roanoke or something with Viva La Vox, dude. So
wait, when you say he's in the studio, do you mean he's in your studio?
No, he's downtown at Classic Studio that's been nominated for Grammys.
Oh, okay. Right on. Like, no, you looked over after you said it, so I was like, wait a minute. Do you mean like Moose Roberts is sitting over there in the basement? And I knew that couldn't be true because that motherfucker couldn't be quiet for this long.
No. You after 30 seconds, you're oh!
He done knocked you over. This is Raiden Vanek with Moose and Lunchbox. Oh! Mike Vanek has suffered a severe head injury because I knocked him out of his chair.
Leather Tuscanero. Yeah. Love that guy. Went to his house for his birthday and hung out. And then I'm coming home and then come across this really old building. I'm like, that's a crazy looking building. It's curved and shit. So I get home and I look it up. It turns out it was a bottling company in like 1909 or some shit. All right, well, let's run it down. We started out set with Built, and then we played The Venting Machine. And then we played Forever Obscured, Bav
You're not
Morda.
giving song titles, you're just giving names?
Give the song titles. I'm stoned.
Like you said, we opened up with Built Reach Around, which is apparently that's kind of like our theme song around here. That's
definitely our theme song.
Yep. And then we moved it on to Venting Machine with Potty Mouth off the Diablo demo. You can find that on Spotify, YouTube, wherever you get your music, it's out there. We then moved on to Forever Obscured with Disclosure. The whole Forever Obscured album is on there. Just type it in, Forever Obscured Modesto. You'll find them. After that, we did Bav Morda, Debt to a Witch. Bav Morda album is also still available on Spotify, YouTube, all that. Check it out. Good stuff. Good stuff.
Yeah.
And then we moved on to This Time's Brutal with My Dying Hands. That's off their Fall of Empires EP, which is also available on Spotify, YouTube, and all of that. So go out there and get you some. And then we finished it up with the only official Sworn to the Black music video because thankfully Ruel brought his cameras that night. And with Signed Anonymous, which is an outstanding song about addiction. So, once again, Sworn to the Black available on Spotify, and that video is available on YouTube.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, every one of these bands played for me, and I want to thank everybody that ever played for me, everybody that ever played for Davey. Michael, David, please tell people where they can find you, Nothing But Losers, and Blacklist Pro Wrestling, California Wrestling Association.
Man, now I got to pull out my list here and shit. I wasn't prepared for this. My name is Lunchbox. That's one word, capital L, capital B. Thank you very much. You can find me at The Almighty Lunchbox on Instagram. You can listen to my show, I'll save that for last. You can check out my band, Nothing But Losers. That's Nothing But Losers on Facebook, Nothing But Losers on Instagram, and Nothing But Loser, that is no S, on Twitter. You can also hear my golden voice at Blacklist Pro Wrestling. That's Blacklist Pro Wrestling on Facebook, Blacklist Pro on Instagram. You can hear me at California Wrestling Association. That's California Wrestling Association on Instagram and Facebook. And you can also hear me every Friday night live, Facebook and YouTube, on the Lunch Hour Show that I co-host with my beautiful, bouncing, buxom bride, the lovely Jen. We're also available every Sunday night 8 p.m. on Pirate Flag Radio, alongside your friends and mine, Cam Collins, Carrie, C. Allen, Moose, Trainwreck Roberts, Ishmael, and a whole bunch of other good hosts, man. We are stacked wall to wall on Pirate Flag Radio, and we got more stuff coming.
My name's Mike Vanek, and I suck. And you can hear me every day on several different shows right here on pirateflagradio.com. I host Skuzzbucket radio program, Sounds from the Underground, which is going on 3 years. Yeah. You can hear me on the Mike Vanek Sucks podcast. You can hear me on Deep Tracks Flashback, and occasionally you can hear me on Dive Bar Country. Please support Pirate Flag Radio, pirateflagradio.com. If you need merch, you can go to tpublic.com. Just search Pirate Flag Radio, WPFR. Now, listen, we don't make any money off this shit. If I sell a shirt, I make the better end of $2. The point is, we want to spread Pirate Flag Radio across the world. Get your Pirate Flag Radio merchandise. And Pirate Flag Radio is a nonprofit, independent, underground radio station dedicated to the artist and the listener. If you'd like to donate to Pirate Flag Radio, it's real easy. Just go to PayPal. It's pirateflagradio209 at gmail.com. And this has been episode 2 of the return of Raiding the Vault with Vanek and Lunchbox. Brother, thank you for joining me once again, and I'll see you again next month.
My pleasure to be here.
All right, guys, we're out of here. You guys have a good night, and we'll see you next time on Raiding the Vault with Vanek and Lunchbox right here on WPFR.